ready for the Monday Mystery Game.
Hey everybody, this is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade out in Brookfield, Illinois. Today is Monday, February 17th, 2020, and we are here for yet another Monday Mystery Game. This time, number 755 going on the arcade floor. It's been a crazy Monday. A lot of people here for President's Day. Thank you all for joining us on the stream. Thank you everybody that has come out to the arcade today. It's a crazy weekend. And definitely great to see so many people here and enjoying everything. And we are so happy to have number 755 going on the arcade floor today. You know, huge shout out to Fat Chris. Just pizzas delivered for everybody again. The generosity of that guy. Thank you, Fat Chris. Thank you so much for the messages this weekend. That was really awesome. Always makes my day to hear that people enjoy this place and what we're all doing here. So thank you for that, Fat Chris. Again, thank you for being so good to everybody that comes here. You make everybody smile and happy by sharing and being so generous to everybody. That's really cool. So thank you, Fat Chris. Last week, number 754 went on the arcade floor. It was Gun Force, released from IREM, Gun Force 2. Thank you for keeping that clear, Pete. Back in 1994, released from IREM. Great game. Was one we were so anxious to get on the floor. It's been sitting in the vaults like so many games. There's so many games that we are so anxious to get out here for everybody to play. And that was one that I've wanted to play for quite a while. The 10X Championship battle continues. Last week, Jamie Tibbetts came in first place on Gun Force 2, getting 3 points for the 10X Championship. Followed by Jimbo Slice with 2 points, and following it up by Masi Zakopian with 1 point. So your current 10X Championship standings, Maurice still in first place, our very own Maurice Smith hanging on to first place with 14 points. Jamie Tibbetts creeping up right behind him with 13 points, and Masi's right there in third place with 12 big points. Can Jimbo Slice slug his way back? Who knows? Maybe. We'll see. 3 points to be whoever takes first place on today's game. So you could see some swings in the leaderboard there pretty quickly. So it'll be interesting. This last weekend, we actually opened up our back room. We've been talking so much about expansions, and man, there's always something going on here. We just finished construction on the back room expansion, which wasn't really that much planned. It was a very impromptu, let's knock this back wall space down. It's been hectic as far as moving the back stock around the arcade and getting it set up. So there'll be a little bit of adjustment period, but it freed up, I believe, 18 spots within the arcade. So that is something that will fill up pretty quick. We've got a few games over in the new expansion already that will maybe funnel a couple of those back over here quickly and just keep putting Monday Mystery Games out. So excited for that. Definitely come check out the back room area. Definitely, it's arcade just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It is the labyrinth of games. And make sure you check and see some of the stuff we're going to be putting in there. Tecmo Bowl will be moving back there soon, and then we'll be rearranging the Monday Mystery space just a little bit. So bear with us until we get this wall knocked down. That'll cause all sorts of new changes, as we might have to move Monday Mystery, but we'll see. It's been a big undertaking getting this expansion. There's a lot of construction that goes on, and I have to call out, there's an arcade, Level 419, out in Ohio, and good friends with those guys. Great arcade. They are working on expanding themselves, moving to a bigger location, and here is a link to their Indiegogo. If you can, don't make a donation to it. Help them out. Every dollar really helps them. They've been great. They're actually one of the places that picked up Spectre Files of Deathstalker, the great almost lost Brian Cullen classic game that was supposed to come out on Laserdisc back in 1984, and one of the places that you can play it. So huge shout-outs to Level 419. Awesome to hear that they're growing, and that's what we love seeing, is arcades becoming bigger and better, and It's awesome. So make sure if you can donate anything, $1, $10, whatever you can donate to Level 419. It's very much appreciated. Good friends of ours, and we want to see them continue to grow. So other things we have to point out, we are going to be announcing our next online auction pretty soon, as well as our swap meet. That'll be coming up soon. We've been kind of put in charge of, we've come into a few games that were once owned, and they're actually still owned by Jeff Nauman, the programmer and creator of games like Rampage and World Tour. He worked on Sarge, worked on so many. He's a legend in the industry, absolutely. And he's going to be selling some games with us. So if there's, I believe he's got a Rampage World Tour, a Diner Pinball, and a Adams Family. So if anybody's in the market for those, hit us up. We might put them on the auction block, or if we can sell them beforehand, we'll do it that way. So make sure if you're looking for one of those games, get in touch with us direct. And I want to take a second to give a huge shout out to Steve Miranda, who every Monday makes a cool post and follow up and expands on whatever we've been putting out on the floor. He's been doing that for a while. So huge thanks, Steven, for your hard work on that. That's always awesome and very much appreciated, and helping to spread the word of whatever the Monday Mystery Game is. So thank you for that. Going on to Arcade Wars, we're still feeling pretty good about our last victory in Bubble Bobble. We had 7 arcades competing, including the One Up Arcade out in Brisbane, who those guys really head up the tournament and get us involved. This month, everybody's competing in Donkey Kong. So we've seen some ridiculous scores going on that. Joel Snavely put up an unbelievable score. Jimbo Slice is working hard on that. And hopefully we will see him put up even better scores, and look forward to, hopefully he'll stream some more, because that's always cool to watch him do that. For those also, not only have we seen good Donkey Kong scores go up, but man, so many shout-outs today. I got to give a huge shout-out to none other than former Game of the Year, Pete Hahn, for taking down a 37-year-old world record in Tasmania, the Stern game. Absolutely brutal game. What a crazy score. He spent about 4.5 hours working on it. A classic. And that score's really stood the test of time. So huge congrats to Pete for taking that world record. I think that's his 102nd world record. Absolutely unbelievable. So congrats to him. And thank you to everybody giving him a shout out on the Facebook messages for that as well. On March 8th, March 1st, we've got our pinball anniversary. 1 year of the Galloping Ghost Pinball being open. We got 40 arcade machines on the floor. We've been very excited to watch that grow and flourish. And we have Ken Walker, our Master Tech down at Pinball, working hard on yet another Flip Frenzy. People seem to love the Flip Frenzy concept, and they've been going over really well. We had some great attendance. So our next Flip Frenzy will be on March 8th. On is that Sunday night? Sunday night. Here, and it's for they're gonna have the Pete posted that link, so check that out on there. The time will be about 6 p.m. Come early and play as much as you want. Give a little shout out for, here's none other than our Master Tech of Pinball, Ken Walker. Very nice. Rocking the Ghost logo. Flip Frenzy. What can you tell us about it?
It is like speed dating for pinball. Randomized. We use a software program, random machines, random players, and it's a 2.5, 3 hour just crazy matchup, win-loss, end of the night, and it just keeps getting bigger. People love it. Awesome. Come on out.
Very excited for that. Right after our anniversary. Thank you, Ken. So that'll be coming up March 8th. We're going to have more details on that. We'll put up a link and make an event. It's going to be awesome. Don't miss that. Some cool things going down on pinball. We just updated. I know last week we talked about the new code for Elvira House of Horrors. Another code update already happened. 0.91 came out. So that's been all updated, and we are very excited for that. And game keeps getting better. Every revision, it's better and better and better. So Anxious to get some more time on that myself and be down at Galloping Ghost Pinball. Hope to see you down there. We have also coming up on the 28th, 29th, and March 1st, we will be in full force at C2E2. We look to bring about probably 20 machines. We're going to be unveiling something that isn't on the arcade floor yet, much like we did with Pinball Expo. So looking forward to that. I haven't really picked what yet, but it'll be something pretty good. I assure you that. So come join us at C2E2. Let C2E2 people know that you're coming for the Galloping Ghost, and we're going to be hosting a tournament. Pete will be there. I'm sure Pete will be there at least at some point. We're going to be showing off Dark Presence with our most complete build yet. A lot of polish. Huge shout-outs to Tom and Jeremiah and Will, who've all been, and Nick, and everybody who's been working super hard, Brandon and Phil, and McCuddy and Eddie and Shady, who've all been doing so much play testing, making sure the game is playing great. Very excited for everybody to get to see it and play Dark Presence. If you haven't checked out the Facebook page, make sure you go and like that, please. That is, we're going to be posting some new stuff on there very soon. The Saturday night, the 29th, after C2E2, coming back here, there's going to be several of the MK actors hanging out. We've been talking with Daniel Pacina and Rich DeVizio and Philip Bond and John Parrish, and not sure who all is going to be here. I know Rich is excited for it, so make sure you join us here after C2E2 back at the arcade for an MK event. It won't be a Shang Tsung's Fight Night or a Combat Con or anything, but just a good get-together of some of the MK actors. So make sure you join us here for that. Lastly, I know I seem to be going on and on and on, but the last thing we got to cover, we've got our 10-year anniversary week coming up in August. So starting on the 7th, 8th, and 9th, as I recall, of August is going to be our T20 weekend, which is our big tournament in 20 machines. We've done it for, I think this will be our 5th year, Pete? Sounds right. I'll say 5. If I'm wrong, let me know. It could be our 6th. Time kind of moves in a weird way around here. But our annual tournament, last time we put up, I believe, 16 or 14 new machines. So always a lot of new games coming out to make sure that nobody's got any clear-cut advantage. Great tournament, players coming in from all over the world. We're going to have some industry people hang out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great time to get to know a lot of the players here, and it's just a fun event. So come on out for that on August 7th, 8th, and 9th. Then the 10th, that is your 10-year anniversary Monday Mystery Game. And all I can say is it is probably the game that has taken the longest to find, and you will not want to miss it. It is going to be mind-blowing. So do not miss us for that Monday Mystery, August 10th. Then on the 13th, that'll be our actual anniversary. That day we coronate the new Gamer of the Year, which will be pretty awesome. We're going to be doing some other cool stuff that day as well. Then on the 15th, that is going to be our big 10-year anniversary. We're having a different kind of event. We're going to be hopefully going for the world record of most people playing arcade machines at one time. We hold that current record, but we hope to break that. We've got a lot more games from when that took place, and that should be a lot of fun. So expect a lot of industry people here then. Hopefully some YouTube celebrities that you might know, but details on that coming soon. And that whole week, though, I know we've got people flying in from out of state and even out of the country that are staying the entire week already. So very excited to see those people and hope to see you here that week because it is going to be unbelievable. If you don't want to miss it. You will regret missing any one of those 3 things. So hopefully you're out here and can be a part of it. First cough of the show. How about that? I guess now, without any further ado, we should unveil today's Monday Mystery Game. And to do that, let's summon forth former Game of the Year to help unveil today's Monday Mystery Game. And there we go. Krell, Bubble Blasto, Minimal Noir. Pete, how was the weekend?
Weekend was great. I normally do well. Actually, I think this is the first time I've ever worked pinball during a weekend. Saturday I was at Pinbox. We were kind of short-staffed, so that's where I was needed. So that's where I was, and it was pretty cool. I've never worked a busy day at pinball, like where it's super packed. But Saturday was super packed, and it was awesome to see pinball be super packed on a Saturday. So thank you everyone for coming out. The weather has not been nice lately, so we appreciate everyone coming out today and spending their President's Day holiday with us. That's all I got.
Awesome. And I was just checking my numbers. Just under 600 people here on Saturday, which is pretty awesome. So thank you all for coming out. Pete, congratulations on your world record. That is absolutely amazing. What are you going for next?
Hard to say. I don't know. I might play some Gunforce 2. I might play TNK 3. I don't know. We'll see. Been playing a few different things, but I'm really happy about that Tasmania score. Not my usual type of game, but yeah, no, it was really fun to go for that. I enjoy the game.
That is awesome. Without any question, a well-deserved spot in the International Video Game Hall of Fame for you. But now, without any further ado, I'm checking those chords, stepping on chords here. Your Monday mystery game is none other than, are you ready for it? It's too soon? Draw it out? Take a long time? The anticipation. Your Monday mystery game is none other than Ladybug. Released from Universal in 1981. Andrew did request that game. Let's have Andrew. Do you want first game? All right, we're gonna have Andrew, your Gamer of the Year, take first game. But let's get him set up and get Andrew. Have you ever played Ladybug?
Yeah, I used to play it back in the day. It's been a while though.
So you're familiar with it? Are you a fan?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great game.
Awesome. Well, let's see what you do on it. Ladybug, ours is an original dedicated cabinet. This was we got this in pretty rough shape. It took a lot cleaning it up. So there's a very Pac-Man-esque game, but it's got trapdoors kind of like Mousetrap. You pass through. Andrew's seeming like he might have a little problem with the stick. Have to check. It might have to do another clean on it, but he's on the run. Hitting those turns. Goofy BK saying those controls always seem wonky on Ladybug. It's because if you turn in the center of a row without a thing, it'll lock you in the center. It's It's not. I'm not sure if that's a Moreau or not. It is the original stick that it was in there. Somebody guess it? So the letters that you pick up, they correspond to It's important which color they are when you pick them up. For example, if you get a letter while it's blue, it doesn't count towards extra or special. And it only goes into red for a very, very brief amount of time. Wow. That guy does not want to eat that skull. Andrew definitely showing that he has played this a time or two. Very nice. 14,150. Playing through on the Monday mystery game, Ladybug. We've had a lot of people request this game over the years. This one required some work. We had to, the monitor was not good. Board actually worked. I think we picked this up out in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Fairly recent. Oh, didn't make that turn. Those turns really slow you down. Charles, this game is tough. Just noticed I forgot to lock down that control panel too. I'll get that in a moment. $527,400 points. Set by Alex Pedersen back in 2005. Excellent first run, 27,330 for Andrew. Very impressive, very impressive. Joined by Maurice. We're having Isaac, who's in from out of town, out in Detroit. Back in from Detroit. He's giving it a shot here. We got to give you a credit down here. So awesome that he traveled in. His first Monday mystery. Happy to have him here. This game is tough. Like, without any question, this game is tough. Similar Pac-Man feel, but there's definitely navigating the maze is a little tricky. The enemies go pretty fast. There's the what would almost appear like the Pac-Man pellets, but they're skulls, and those you don't want to get. Sometimes just like that. Oh, it's so tough. It is a tough game. Minimal Noir asking if there's an official Galloping Ghost cheat game book for sale. So I think I need one when I go there. You know, if you need help on games, you just talk to Pete Hahn or Jimbo Slice, and they'll give you all the cheats you need. What you think?
It's pretty good.
It's
That's at it.
for sure. It is a tough game. Isaac trying out the Monday mystery game Ladybug, released from Universal back in 1981. Let me check this joystick out real quick. Aside from the door opening. See those corners? I think it's more about the corners that are a problem than the stick. Because you've got to be on point with hitting your corners. If you don't, you're not going to go. Jimbo, you want in? All right, let me lock this panel down real quick. I'll move these cables real quick. Sorry, everybody. Should have done this beforehand. There we go. That panel's locked down now. Let's get this life killed off. All right. Your very own Maurice Smith, who's been doing awesome in the 10X, the race for the 10X championship. Jimbo Slice, how do you think Maurice will fare on Ladybug?
I don't know.
Maurice is pretty good at every game I've seen him play, pinball or video.
Right.
An undeniable force within the 10X championship.
This is a game that I have played, and if you remember, I mean, I get this tough game around the corners. This reminds me of another game that was on Starcade that was a game show called Doradon. I know, there was a game called Doradon. It was just like this, but had the revolving, the only the clearest is the revolving door is a different color.
Yes.
I don't know about these games, I just do.
Well, we will see how you do. And do you consider this an oldie but a goodie?
Yeah.
All right. That's your wheelhouse. That's your wheelhouse, huh?
Well, what's the matter? I mean, in the original dedicated cabinet, it's great.
It is. The artwork on this cabinet is so cool. I was initially, we've had the board for a long time, but without that back glass and that bezel art, just not the same. Hey, Pete, can you check Orcade real quick and see who else has Ladybug? I want to say Underground Retrocade has it. I don't know if Pixel Blast has it. No? Pretty sure Underground Retrocade has it. Funspot has it. Underground Retrocade. Hyperspace out in Colorado. High Scores. And Game Galaxy in Tennessee. Very awesome. I know I saw it at Underground Retrocade. And it was so, his cabinet, Scott Lambert's cabinet over there, so nice. So nice. Middle Noir asking if we ever thought of separating games by decades. We've thought about all sorts of different ways. A lot of it comes down to usually either by company. Like, there's something so nice about having a bunch of games in the same similar cabinet side by side. Like, we've got Time Traveler and Holosseum sitting here side by side. It looks so cool. Our Williams row all those Williams cabinets lined up looks super nice. Having all the Midway cabinets lined up looks awesome. So there's so many different reasons how we coordinate the cabinets and have them arranged. Some are, it's kind of like the trends. Paul S. saying it's more like half decades considering how trends go. Kind of. Like our Street Fighter cabinets are in all sorts of different cabinets, mostly Dynamos. But they all look good together. Some games that we want to have divided by like the manufacturer or the developer or the artist that's worked on them. So there can be a lot of different reasons why the games get put next to each other. Maurice putting up 11,110. Let's clear him out here. Your former game of the year, Jimbo Slice, stepping up. Was that a Jimbo? All right. Let's see what Jimbo Slice does. 100 points. You know, I know we got to be focused on the Monday mystery game. Lumbo, we will see you soon. See you next time, Lumbo. You know, we spent some time on our Primal Rage 1 cabinet. Not that I don't want to be focusing on our Monday mystery game, which was Ladybug, released back in 1981 from Universal. Ours in an original dedicated cabinet with all the original artwork. But we were working a lot on our Primal Rage cabinet. I had gone over and saw somebody made a post about the super rare and elusive and seldom seen Primal Rage 2.3J, which was the Japanese version of the final iteration of the US release of Primal Rage, where they figured they would try to change the controls. Instead of holding two buttons and doing a movement and releasing, they figured they would change it to be more as solid Street Fighter controls. And this one put out in such extremely limited editions that it's not on MAME. It's not anywhere. There's even in amongst the collector scene, there's no known boards except for the one that resides here at the Galloping Ghost Arcade. And we went and we're trying to get our I just did a random check on it, and we were having some issues with both our boards. So we had actually Doug Fox spent a chunk of time, Master Tech Doug Fox. We had one board with an audio issue and the other board with a control issue. And fortunately, we had a spare Primal Rage board and swapped the audio board, so that was nothing. And then Doug fixed the control issue. And then now we have both versions available. So probably 99% sure we're the only arcade in the world where you can play Primal Rage 2.3J. Jimbo Slice. Oh no! He was running. He was running. Jimbo Slice rope-a-doping that guy down to the lower part of the maze. Gets it red. Gets that X as red. Very good. Tricks that one guy into killing himself off. Not bad there. Uh-oh. Oh, Jimbo Slice! He should have this, no problem. 27,330. The top score by Andrew Wasco, your Gamer of the Year. But Jimbo Slice coming up. Creeping. Gets the red. But you don't want that in the red. You don't want the T in... You want the T in the yellow. You want that P in the red. Oh, not quick enough. It literally just stays in the red for like half a second. Oh, Jimbo Slice, 22,410 points. Excellent score for Jimbo Slice. Fat Chris asking, how was my Valentine's Day weekend? It was awesome. Thank you. Minimal Noir asking, are there any world records set by girls? Absolutely. Hopefully. Dr. Cool Milk saying, I think Doc's girlfriend has a record or two. So, my girlfriend has the listed arcade world record for Flicky. But an amazing Flicky competitor named John Munkus has a score that's higher, but it is not verified. So it's been on my girlfriend's list to come in and try to beat that score. Hopefully she'll do some streaming. Side Crusher, you'll be up here next Saturday? Awesome. Looking forward to having you out here. Steven Lucas throwing it down saying if he was up here, he'd crush it today. What's that? Minimal Noir, she's been talking about it for a while. It's been on her to-do list to come in and do some streaming. A lot of great female players here on the video side and at pinball as well. Lambert pointing out that the Scott Lambert of the Underground Retrocade And also, Orcade referee pointing out that we are not on the Orcade settings. I know that. I know. We're doing that just because, as it was the holiday, we thought we would have some newer players, and we wanted to get them into it and have a better chance of getting into Ladybug. So these scores will be tracked just for the day, and then tomorrow we will have it adjusted to the Orcade settings of 3 lives instead of 5. Charles stopping out for his 40th birthday weekend here. Awesome. Jorgazoo saying ground control in Portland, Oregon has this. Ground control, we get a lot of players in from out in that area. So awesome. Been a fan. I've never been, but have only heard amazing things about ground control out in Portland, Oregon. One of our longtime members of Galloping Ghost out that way, he goes there and always says what a cool place it is. Yes, Stephen Lucas, the settings should be, I believe it's 3 lives on medium, according to Orcade. We have it set on 5 lives. Just for the day. Jorgazoo, yeah, let us know when you're coming. Happy to have you here. We're watching Bulldog play your Monday mystery game, Ladybug. Released from Universal back in 1981 on an original. We got ours in an original dedicated cabinet with all the artwork. The top glass, like the marquee is great, bezel art is great. Then there's this back glass above the monitor that is just, the artwork on it is super cool. Cabinet, Maurice Askin, we picked this one up out in Ohio and had it shipped in. Arrived in a kind of rough shape. I believe it was yet another barn find. So, lot of cleanup needed. Monitor was completely trashed. Board actually worked. A little bit of checking out of the power supply and everything, and then it's up and running. There's some wiring issues up by the top marquee lights, but sorted that all out. Oh, there was somebody had miswired the input as well. The AC in was it was confusing at first just because it was powering on, but it was not working right. So we had to really unravel all the improper changes that they had made. As the 12 volt and the 5 volt were off point. So Jimbo Slice heading back at it.
Chris, if you're still washing, you're the best. Thanks for the pizza.
You're very much appreciated, Fat Chris. Very generous of you. Again, huge shout out to DJ Tetsujin, who subscribed to our Twitch stream today. Tater Salad asking, did you use the original power supply or replace the modern one? We were all set to swap out to a new one, and it was working all right, so we stuck with it. It was wired wrong, but once that got all sorted out, we were able to keep the original. Noir saying he still has the dream of finding a warehouse full of Mint arcades. Man, that's there'll always be the chance, but it is definitely, just looking at the scene today, how it went from, you used to be able to get cabinets all day long for $50, $100, $200. Todd taking off. Thank you so much for being here. See you next Monday. Can't wait for your next trip out. Rap Sheet asking for an invite to one of the warehouse raids. It's so different now. The raids are not like they used to be. Like, we are definitely not buying like we used to buy. It used to be me and Jeremy Fox would head out constantly. Now it's just kind of going with one-offs here and there, like picking up a cabinet, 2 cabinets, 3 cabinets. The days of us going out, especially for us, as there are so few games that we need or are looking for. Our want list is pretty low. But maybe for our next warehouse raid, maybe we'll bring some people. Dr. Cool Milk saying he bought his first 2 cabinets for like $200 each. Yeah, that's great price when they're like that. Now it's hard to find. Like, Cuberts are $2,000 or higher, and not that those arcades don't have that value. You have to keep in mind when these games came out, what they cost. Like, I think a lot of people that have been complaining about the prices of games forget that these were meant to be commercial and out on route and making money back. And they were not inexpensive. You get kits for $800. I remember the first big warehouse raid we went on. It was out in Iowa. And there was J&R Amusement and places like that where you could go and just kind of search through their warehouse. And they had 100 machines or so. But that Iowa trip, we walked away with 114 machines for $5,000. All right. After this play, we're going to change the dip settings real quick. What's his toes asking, how do you transport 100+ games? So, when we opened the arcade, we had the production company running. So we basically just drove out to Iowa in 7 Penske trucks and loaded them all up and drove them all back. We got the building the day that we got the games. So there was no build out done. We had not even really been in it. I just received the keys the morning that we were going. So it was a pretty crazy timeline of events. Tater Salad saying that's a respectable amount for an arcade for $5,000. 114 machines for $5,000. You had to have seen the titles that we were getting to really make it sink in of how unbelievable that deal was. There were no duplicates, super rare stuff, great games, nothing working, but an unbelievable amount of unique and rare games.
I know you're just joking, but I appreciate respect. Do you want to grab the dips real quick and I'll set up the match?
Gonna change these dip switches real quick. Ran Hoofed. Wow, that's a gem people didn't expect World's Best Arcade not to have. You know, that's a funny thing. There's games like this that we don't have on the arcade floor. And it's stuff that, yeah, people would think that we would have it. But there's only so much space. There's only, like, we definitely, you're going to get one game a week from us. Every week, forever. Well, can't say forever, but for a long time. But it's so hard to pick and don't always want to have it be unknown games going up. So we definitely have kind of held aside games like Ladybug just for days like today when we want to give somebody something that they might be used to. Player WM86, thank you for being here. Your Monday mystery game is none other than Ladybug, released from Universal back in 1981. Ours is in an original dedicated cabinet. All the artwork. Show some of that off here, if we might. Side art's just kind of the usual Universal marquee. That back glass, though, such cool. That bezel art, pretty cool. Let me get these dips here. Thank you, Minimal Noir. All right, we're going to change these dips. Somebody want to jump on real quick? What do I have to switch? You want to just write them out? Then we'll get that changed. And Twitch 6000 saying, I mean, they still don't have Top Skater on the floor. Yeah, I know. Will it be coming? Who knows? Who knows? Bulldog wants baseball.
I had hundreds I had recommend. Top Skater's not one of them.
Jimbo Slice says he has hundreds of games that he would recommend. Top Skater is not one of them. Wow.
I'm used to new stuff, but that gives I never forget.
All right, hold on one second. Let's hand the microphone over to none other than Maurice. Maurice, what's it like to be vying for the 10X championship against the likes of Jimbo Slice and Jamie Tibbetts and Masi Zagopi and all these top players that have put up outrageous scores, and you seem to be putting it to them right now. Just annihilating them and every week you're taking games from them. What do you think? Should they be, what's going on? Are they playing bad? Are these games all games you're familiar with and you have an unfair advantage?
So I would say for games like a Arctic Thunder, like newer games that I even played when I was younger, that I have the advantage in that aspect. But overall, like these guys, they have played all of these, like Ladybug, for example. They played these games when they were younger, so they have the overall, they have the skill, and it's good playing against these guys. They make me better watching them play, and they encourage me to do better as well, set higher scores, giving me strategies, all the good tech and stuff like that. We got Jimbo Slice right here. Bulldog helped me in the Street Fighter. But yeah, I love it here.
And you're great here.
Thanks, Jimbo. Jimbo, even I would say James was probably instrumental in getting me to set scores. There was the Oli Buchu where I had came in one day and I wasn't really like interested in the game. It didn't look like my cup of tea, stuff like that. And then Jimbo encouraged me to, give it a try. Yeah. I came in and he was doing a stream. And yeah.
It's good for them. I don't want to. I respect.
No, but the reason why I say that, it pushes me to be better.
Yo, Fat Chris.
I know. I have a story for that.
Love you, man.
All right. What was this going on? All right. I can explain. Now, Doc. No. I could say this. Now, I'm sure. I hope. Does anyone hear the game Donkey Kong Rebel name Crazy Kong? Okay. I'm assuming we have. Now, this goes back almost 40 years ago, back in 80. Wait. All right. I'll try to be quick. I was at a Greasy Spoon restaurant. Played that game. There was a guy next to me laughing hysterically. I said, I'm trying the best I can. Well, I tell you, I had 400 points. I wasn't really good at Crazy Kong and Donkey Kong back then. But it really hit me hard when I was just. I don't mean it just because. I just don't like it when people laugh. I was like.
Yo, what's up, Todd?
Yes. So, I just have bad. My memory is long-term good and bad, but go on. My long-term memory is good, great. I remember a lot of games that people never heard of. Pioneer Balloon, Fantasy, Pump Hako, or even, some games that have weird, awkward names like Amadar, Puyan, and yeah. And I know.
Yes, awkward names, just like Jimbo Slice, yeah?
Yes. Thank you. Respect is not a game.
Of course. Thank you for a riveting speech, Jimbo. It was fun to hear about your stories as Mini James. All right, sit tight, folks. Doc is just changing up the dip switches on Ladybug, and we will roll on with the show. Is there anything else you want to add about the topic of respect, Jimbo Slice? Oh, well, I guess that says it all. Oop, and I oop.
Jimbo Randy Savage slides some gun. Nice work, Doc. Okay, I am at the older I get. Sorry. Let's have some fun with Donkey Kong. Nah, the buttons need some work. I'm gonna play about the button needs work. Tomorrow.
All right, I'll pass the mic over back to your lovable host, Doc Mack.
Thank you, Eddie. Jimbo Slice now returning, I believe, to go play some more. Rehab Submarine, nothing wrong with the dip switches. We were just planning on having a fair amount of, dare I say, slightly more casual players, so we wanted to have it set to 5 lives instead of 3. But a quick change. Now we're all set to where you want to be. Wilhelmer Billy Lee taking off. Thank you so much for being here, man. We will see you next Monday. Thank you all for staying tuned. I think that is going to wrap up. We'll watch Maurice play one more match, one more game, one more match. Jimbo Slice standing by, picking up that Maurice Tech. Hawking.
Started the hell out of me.
That's the startup noise, Jimbo. If you were here when the arcade turned on, as I've seen you be here, you should know that when the machines fire up, some of them have a audible thing to let. He should, but he doesn't. Yeah, the extra special credit does no score, but the extra, that's a free life. That's the one you want. Oh. All right. That will wrap up your Monday Mystery Game show for the week. Hope everybody enjoys your Monday Mystery Game. Ladybug, released from Universal back in 1981. Thank you all for joining us, Mill Noir. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Dr. Cool Milk. It is always so much fun. Thank you again to DJ Tetsujin for subscribing to our Twitch channel. Very much appreciated. Player WM86. Bubble Blasto. Thank you. Excited for next Monday Mystery Game already. Nick, thank you for being here. Lowdown Dirty Dogs, thank you for being here. A lot of fun as always. Definitely, as always, if you're coming out to the arcade, let us know. If you're normally here on the stream chat, let us know you're coming. Charles, see you next week. Also, I can't wait to have you here. It's going to be good. So until next week, hopefully everybody enjoys game number 755 here at the arcade. Ladybug, released from Universal back in 1981. Till next Monday when game number 756 will be going on the arcade floor. Can't wait. Until then, this is Doc Mac from the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We hope to see you around the arcade soon. Thanks a lot, everybody.